use for that.
What's the video you're going to use for your voice reveal?
The first level of The Force Unleashed, when you're Darth Vader going through Kashyyyk, you're just tearing shit up. I'm just going to be talking over that.
I like it. Alrighty. You ready?
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Hello,
everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of the S Bros podcast. I'm your host, Armando.
this is Aaron.
And we're just going to get down to it. Alrighty, dude.
Yeah.
Hit me with it. We just watched the season 3, episode 1 of the Bad Batch.
Boom.
The newly released Bad Batch season.
Yeah. The final season of The Bad Batch, the last little touch, the final remnants of the Clone Wars, the final remnants of George Lucas, like the big shebang.
And I will give my first comment on it before we go ahead and switch to you.
Okay. What do you think?
The animation was incredible. It is night and day. I mean, Jesus.
Breathtaking.
Go ahead and go turn on season 1, episode 1 of the Clone Wars, and then go watch the new episodes of this. It's insane where the animation style, it's just leaps and bounds. Even from the prior season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Leaps and bounds. It's insane. So, yeah, I thought the animation was
Foliage
incredible.
looks real.
Everything, almost so much that the animated people look oddly real. Like
In certain lights.
Yeah, it's just insane. So yeah, it looks incredible. Oddly, okay. So that's my opening opinion about it. It looks
Okay.
incredible.
All right. What else do you have to say?
Because we just watched the first episode.
Yeah. We're stretching it out. We're
Yeah.
doing this one at a time.
Yeah, and as in watchability, I will say that I actually very much so enjoyed it. I thought actually, even though it was a little slow moving, it's set up for how monumental this breakout is going to be.
Yes.
They've been there now for a while.
Yes.
Crosshair's going insane with her continuing to meet there and just talk to him while he's
About
just
some
sitting there.
beast.
Like whatever. All right. Like
I picked up on that. I picked up on that.
It's and so, now Omega's getting hot, so she's
Jesus
getting older
Christ,
now, dude.
AJ.
She's getting older now. It's okay.
Jesus Christ.
She's got to be at least 20 in the show now, dude.
No.
Yeah, she's got to be at
I
least
don't know.
20.
Let's see. What kind of time frame are we
don't know.
talking about before
But
we
she's
have
a-
to edit that part out?
That's true.
Okay. So, let's see. How old is Omega? Bad Batch. As of right now, she's 12 years old.
What? Ew. Ew, dude.
13 years old. Is
Ew, dude. They
Dude,
made a sexy
Dude, I
kid.
can't believe
They made
a
a
sexy
that's
kid.
disgusting, dude.
Okay, so
I can't believe that. That's appalling. Now that makes me think differently of the whole season.
Alright, so-
Anyway, going back into it. So Omega's getting older now. What else, dude?
okay, so I genuinely, my initial thoughts of it, I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it had a nice tone going into it. It's got a lot to bring to the table with it being the final season. There's a lot of expectations from the fans on this show, with it being the last remnants of our dear heavenly George Lucas. It's gone too soon. It's gone too soon. So I definitely don't want it to end on a low note. I want to be satisfied with how it goes out.
So when you say that this is the last remnants of George Lucas, what do you mean by that?
Well, he started the Clone Wars. Like he directly opened that project and helped create that show.
So he's not going to be doing anything creation-wise after this is done?
Well, George Lucas hasn't been continuing the Bad Batch. I'm talking about the Clone Wars animated TV show was created by George Lucas.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
This is the last heartbeats of all of that.
I get that. This is the final tie together of
Because
the
everything in the live action
decades.
is just Disney right now.
Yeah.
So, and then other animated shows like Jedi Young Ones or whatever, that's just Disney everything. So,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, exactly. However, Tales of the Jedi is very good. But still,
Yep.
that's actually okay. So we're expected to get a second season of that. And so there we go. More Clone Wars animation.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay.
down with
I
that.
take back everything that I said.
It was pretty. That was also a pretty good show. But
Yes.
so in regards to this, I do enjoy how they kind of just still kept you going along with it, regardless. I did think it was weird that she was getting a little older now to have a stuffed animal, but again, she's only 13, so it's,
It's
not
the
that.
thing that
it's not
reminded
that-
her of her brothers.
Yeah, that's not. Again, she's only 13. She's young.
Dude, do you not
So,
pay attention to anything?
I do,
Good Lord.
and it was heartwarming.
I
that-
love her new haircut.
Yeah,
It's edgy.
It is edgy, dude. She's now in her rebellious teen stage. So it was nice seeing that her clone. I did find it funny where she was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had a sister. It's nice not being alone anymore." Like, you're on a ship filled with your brothers.
But they're not her brothers, dude. She's one of the outcasts. She's one of the...
Crosshairs is there.
Yeah, one of her brothers, but she's never had a sister. So I understood that line that she was trying to deliver.
That's ridiculous, dude. That's not.
Just because not everybody in that show is thinking about it like the way you would process information doesn't mean it's ridiculous.
Dude, again, she's on a ship filled with
Don't
her
worry,
brothers.
Omega.
She's always
Don't worry,
around-
Omega. I got your back.
She's always around her family. She's
Clone
rarely-
Force 99 for life.
Dude, again, and Crosshairs there.
Dude,
So-
shout out to Clone 99, R.I.P.
Clone 99, dude.
Dude, that's why they're off that. That's why they're named after that.
Damn.
So Omega's always felt like she was a defect, like she wasn't one of the other clones. So of course she feels like they're the only brothers she actually has.
Yeah, and again, she knows Crosshairs there.
Yeah, but it's not like, well, I guess she gets better. She gets easier at seeing him. Who knows how episode 2 will go since her access got restricted.
That's true.
But what was the point of that lady taking the stuffed hay animal just to give it back later?
Well, the idea is this lady, as everybody on the ship does, they're battling with what their internal programming is, what they're told to do.
Okay.
Good soldiers obey orders. Remember, they're all clones. They're all
I did
technically
see that little
programmed
moment
that
where
way.
she turned her head. Yeah.
So, and you can see when she stepped in when Omega was starting to talk back to the doctor. The scientist.
Yeah.
So you can tell that they feel a certain way, but they also, it's like why Crosshair's there in the first place is he feels like he was a good soldier, obeys orders. You know, that's what made that scene
Good
with
soldier follows orders.
good soldier follows orders, whatever, dude. And then it's like when it's that scene with Tech when he dies.
Yeah.
Since when have we ever followed orders? And
That
then he
is a
shoots that.
callback line to their introduction in the Clone Wars season 7.
That makes it more badass. It makes it more badass,
yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily. It's a callback to that, but it's also pretty much a direct comment to that brotherhood that was always seen higher
Yeah.
throughout the whole. Like, I mean,
Above the orders.
Mm-hmm.
Like they, yeah.
this is for family. This is so you guys can go ahead.
Dude, Dominic Toretto would have been so proud.
That's a Dom move, hardcore, Fast and Furious.
Dude, Captain America would have also been very proud.
Captain America, insert leader of superhero group name.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I liked the episode. I thought it started very, very nicely. The animation of the foliage is gorgeous.
yeah, it's wild how good it looks.
Breathtaking. I loved it. You could take a picture of that and it would just be a wonderful wallpaper.
Yeah, it would. I'm interested to see how they end up tying the rest of that stuff together. Again, we only watched the first episode, so I'm
Yeah.
sure there's other stuff that's going to go along there.
Who knows? It's only 8:13 at time of recording.
Yeah, we might watch the second episode.
Might
We
watch
might
the
see
second
what
one.
we might see what ends up happening.
Yeah.
So-
Or might brush up on some Elden Ring abilities because goodness, that DLC trailer just I'm thinking about it and I just want to keep playing.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that.
like I've already said, the fact that I think games should just have their main little flat back, and then they go through
Yeah.
a software update every now and then, and that's how you get to a completely different. I mean, there's your sequel game. So
Yeah. They just instead of making an entire sequel, it's just pumped into the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what Spider-Man 2 or Miles Morales did for the PlayStation. That wasn't a full game. It was only
Okay.
like $30.
Okay.
But yeah, they definitely need to do things more like that instead of full-fledged sequels.
Yeah. I think that because again, we're getting past the point, and some people will hold on to hard copies for life or whatever, but we're moving really far past that point now.
There's a lot of stores that don't sell hard copies of video games anymore.
Yeah,
it's all just codes for the digital downloads.
Most of things are going to digital downloads,
Yeah.
and so that I think is just a logical next step to it. So
yeah, have the DLC be the thing that you get next.
yeah, that way you're not just constantly buying or downloading different sequels. You're just paying for an update. That's how you get memberships eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what comes down the pipe eventually.
I would get on board with that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything about this episode that you didn't like?
I don't like how short the episodes are, just because if this is the last, hoorah, then I would like to see a little bit more of things kind of coming to an end, and I hope it does, kind of in a Rogue One way.
Yeah.
I like how they still hold they portray the spirit of the Empire really well in this show and in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Just the ruthlessness, the brutality. In Rebels, they don't really get that across. It's still very cartoonish. You have characters who like jump ship, but in a very they're making jokes about it, and so I have always liked that the way they portrayed the Empire in this.
They make them real true blue Nazis, dude.
Yeah,
they really do.
There's really nothing I have to say against it. I'm excited that Omega is getting more mature because just annoying characters are, when Ahsoka first was introduced, she was like very, very annoying.
That's true. I didn't like
it
that much.
Did you ever watch that movie?
What movie?
The Clone Wars movie?
No, probably not.
It was released in theaters for a little bit of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
The animation is atrocious. It is absolutely atrocious. But it is where Ahsoka gets introduced.
Okay.
Yeah. Way back in the day. It was like 2008 when that came out, I believe.
2008?
I think so.
I think what I want to see I do agree with you. I want to see the rest of the guys, like it should just be
This should
like
finish
it should just be a final
Yeah.
hoorah for them. I don't think unless they're gonna do where one of them by some happenstance survives, but they're all warriors. I think they should go out that way.
Yes. That is, I believe Hunter would be at peace with that.
I think all of them. Wrecker also.
Yeah.
I think they all would want. I think they would want that.
Tech.
Yeah, that was heavy. That was heavy.
But yeah, I'm really excited for episode 2. Really excited for what this show is going to do. And because I haven't really looked up any kind of leaks or spoilers or anything like that, I really enjoy going on whatever journey Star Wars sends me on. And so, yeah.
I can't say that I enjoy every journey that Star Wars sends me on at all.
Not every journey.
They've definitely shot out some crap, but it's okay. I still have love for Star Wars in my heart.
But there's a small box of movies that we don't really talk about. The M. Night Shyamalan one is in there, and then The Last Jedi is in here, and as well as The Rise of Skywalker. The Force Awakens is the most rewatchable one, I would say.
Okay.
It is the most rewatchable out of the 3 of those.
Okay.
But it is still pretty, because it was the most ambitious. It was like it was trying to introduce all these ideas. It's not that one's fault that the other directors decided to jump ship and go with an entirely different idea. Mm-hmm. They were trying to set something up, and I think that it would have been good because you can find the original script ideas online now, and they have some pretty crazy ideas.
Some that are outlandish. Is that what you mean by crazy, or just like, oh, that would have been kind of nuts
that would have been cool. Things that would have been cool.
Do you remember any of them?
Well, yeah. Rey's original tie-in was going to be a relation to Obi-Wan.
That's better.
Way better.
I'd like to
Finn
think that
was gonna also be able to be a force wielding individual with a lightsaber and stuff.
What did I just see that John Boyega was going to be? Oh, the Book of Eli prequel.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna be-
Dude, good luck to him, man.
Yeah, I hope the best.
Yeah, he's always appreciated Star Wars, and he's never felt right about how they treated his character and how they treated those sequel trilogy. But that's neither here nor there because that'll just it's there now and it'll just always be there.
Yeah, I don't think that he's. I mean, it's not. I can't say it's hurt his career necessarily. I don't think.
No, he's done a lot of like indie movies and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how he does this Book of Eli.
Yeah,
I was a little sour
like
on
Book
him.
of Eli.
I was a little sour on him at first. Yeah, Book of Eli's badass. I like that movie a lot.
if they do it right, it could be better than Mad Max.
I just like those.
The new one that's coming out.
I think that there's a. I'm nervous to see how much CGI goes into the new Mad Max.
Yeah.
Because again,
Yeah.
the thing that made the first one so good was the practical effects usage.
Everything looked real except for that.
Most of everything was.
Yeah. Even that guitar that was shooting the fire, that was all real.
Even if you go back, and especially when you see it in black and white, you really notice
Oh my gosh.
so much of it is like, oh, that's like a real car driving down there that they have souped up and stuff.
We need to do that.
We do.
We really do.
Well, we have that. We're going through the Planet of the
We got
Apes.
some work cut out for us, dude.
I did not go see Madam Web.
No, I couldn't bring myself to it. I watched a couple of breakdown videos on YouTube, and I was like, okay, that's enough for me. Mm-hmm. The fact that in the entire movie, none of the girls get their superpowers. It doesn't even hint to them getting their costumes. Absolutely nothing about advancing that story in any way, shape, or form. It just shows dream sequences and nightmares that guy's having, that he's being attacked by these 3 women. I just didn't want to waste my time. There's a lot of things that I could be doing instead, like working on my video game channel, working on my editing skills. Like that I made a lot of advancements today. I wouldn't have done that if I went and watched Madam Web. So thank you, Sony, for kind of ushering me towards a better future.
Shout out to Madam Web.
Dude.
It's a bummer though because they had potential to make these things so good. Morbius had potential to be so good. Madam Web even potentially had the ability to be super good. I don't know, and I like the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, but the second one is dog shit, and so yeah, I
didn't think all of it was dog shit.
The dubstep is so hard.
Was really tough.
That's my problem with
the dubstep was really tough.
That's my problem with the second Deadpool is that the dubstep just really I can't stand it. And it's funny because
it dates that movie very, like, it puts a timestamp on that and seals it.
It's funny because when I was in high school, I used to listen to dubstep.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, but now it's just really hard to. I was like, oh my god, I hear it and I hear mistakes.
Well, there's a big difference between American dubstep and true UK dubstep.
Yeah, I know that. I still feel the same about both of them.
I can appreciate the culture.
Sure.
But it's not like I'm going to go and seek out concerts or put on their albums or anything like that. If I'm walking past a country fair and someone's like look at my mixtape and he's like sampling it, and I can like bob my head for a little bit, and then I'll just keep walking. I'll appreciate the culture and you just keep walking.
It's not the culture of dubstep. Yeah,
dude, there's a lot of history and there's a lot of like protest around the original heart of dubstep in the UK. There was a video I saw on it.
I was gonna say we need to look into. I think
it was a Vice video.
We need to look up some facts about that. Okay, they're trying to take out the punk rock music. So yeah, I'm a fan of the style of how it is. Animation
really good.
Yeah, animation really sold it to me, and I'm excited to see where they go with the mad scientist. I'd like to see the Emperor.
Yeah.
Rumor has it Darth Vader's going to be in this.
Well, we saw him in the trailer. Just like
that's right.
A peek, but I mean that could mean anything.
Literally, he could just be in there for a second.
Yeah.
But there should be some fight scene.
But I feel like they're gonna give us something good.
The Bad Batch face off against Darth Vader.
Dude, that would be ridiculous. That's how they should die.
It would be so ridiculous. It would be the best thing ever.
That's how they should die.
If there's any way for them to die or go out, it's facing Darth Vader.
Darth Vader should kill Omega because Anakin loves
Kids.
doing his thing.
Kids.
He loves doing his thing.
He loves killing children.
He loves unaliving them.
He loves unaliving kids. I forgot you're not allowed to say that on YouTube.
Are we even big enough to get noticed?
I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure we're pretty safe to say
This is
whatever
gonna
we
taste.
want.
This is gonna test the waters, folks. Our day 1-8.
Our day 1-8, I call him the Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight,
If
dude.
you've been tuning into the Mornings with Mondo podcast.
We have 8 subscribers on YouTube.
8
Thank
subscribers.
you, folks, for
Yeah.
tuning in. Sometimes,
You guys are the reason we do this, and
if anyone makes it to this part of the video, you are a champ.
you are a champ. You are a champ. I appreciate you.
Yeah. And I'm doing a lot of work on my video game channel, and that's going really nicely. I like that. I'm learning a lot.
That's good, dude. You're getting better
Yeah.
at the editing. You're getting better
Oh,
at
yeah.
production value is a big thing, and hopefully
Production
we're gonna
value
get
is.
your.
I'm going to be doing a voice reveal soon.
That's exactly
But
right.
those who are listening to this already know my voice.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you guys are in on the secret.
The followers of the game channel. The followers of this channel should go follow his Average Gamer Association channel
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Send your TikTokers my way.
You know, it's not my cup of tea, but you know,
That's fine.
watching video games has never been my thing,
That's okay.
and it blows
That's
my
okay.
mind because you know, Aaron's got 85 subscribers to his YouTube channel.
No, sirree. I've got 91.
91 subscribers to
I'm
his YouTube
pushing
channel.
100. I'm so close.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
So close.
So hey, go check it out. Go check it out.
Moving
There's
up
no
a little
reason
bit
not
every
to.
day.
There's no reason not to.
Putting out a little bit of TikToks.
Well, right now you're going through the Oregon Trail, yeah?
Right now, I am going through the Oregon Trail. I'm uploading those videos. On Friday. Okay, so yes, tomorrow is Thursday, and that'll be posting the 5th part of that journey from independence. And then on Friday, I will be finishing out because. So how the game works is like it's got mini campaigns in the game of the Oregon Trail, and so each campaign is referred to as a journey. And so this journey I'm titling The Journey from Independence. The next time I'll have it titled like Oregon or Bust or the Nature Scenic Trail or whatever. The journey is titled in the game.
So what's the latest update that came to the game?
Latest update came to the game.
Yeah,
what do you
you
mean?
said there was an update that came to the game? Squirrels and does or something like that, or
What?
what?
No, I downloaded the DLC of Cowboys and Critters.
Cowboys and Critters. And what do you think ended up changing with Cowboys and Critters?
So they definitely added a lot more interactions that happen to you on the trail. A lot more things randomly will happen to you as well. I found a campsite that was it looked abandoned, so my team decided to set up there and kind of rest. And some coyotes came up to us, and so one person had to stay up awake all night and keep watch. And so that person was depleted of all their stamina, so they were exhausted starting the next day where we were going to be then traveling more. And so that put an extra challenge onto that. You have a lot more interaction between the Native Americans and the incoming Americans. And so that's pretty cool to have some accurate representation of like a little bit more of what actually could have taken place during those times. And when I say that, I just mean they're definitely dumbing down it in a game, but
Well, and so this is something that I've been learning from the books I've been going through now.
Yeah.
Both the Indifferent Stars Above and the Empire of the Summer Moon. That a lot of times, unless it had something to do with money, it wasn't like the Native Americans after a certain point knew the interaction. Like if I don't have a reason to go interact with you, I'm not going to, and they understood
the true American way.
No, I mean like Native Americans felt that way, and so
I know, but true modern day American way.
And so like there was also they could tell intent pretty early on how they were going to be received between that, and also a big deal with what was going on during those times too was a lot of bandits.
Yeah,
The rule of law was nowhere to be seen out there. So,
it's impossible.
well, yeah, and so I mean, that's how it was before there was. I mean, even so, the Empire of the Summer Moon goes through the Comanches. What the Comanches would do to the other tribes was
We're very hardcore.
like it. I mean, like horrendous stuff.
They definitely made war.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
like that there's this moment in that movie or in that show 1883 where the
The Lakota tribe.
The Lakota tribe where he was talking about that. He was like, "Oh yeah, are they making war?"
Yeah.
And so like that, yes, you would make war, but a lot of that is them just keeping their territory under control and like this is
mean,
our
yeah.
land that we go through.
Yeah. It's kind of like when we were talking about the Out of Darkness movie about the inheritors coming to the island that the last of the Neanderthals were already at. And so it kind of just it happens throughout time many times.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going someplace, again, I mean, some of these people they did not go across even with the intent that they needed guns in the first place.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it was a lot of propaganda propped up about how savage the natives were, and also it wasn't just them. It was also natives and Mexicans were super demonized over in this country during that time period. The 18.
Oh, during the 18, I thought we were still talking about the 45,000 years ago. Or 40, yeah, with the Neanderthals.
Oh, no.
you're talking about Mexicans. I'm like, they were back then?
No. I was talking about Native Americans, yeah. So, like, there was just a lot about how they just didn't think as well as everybody else, and morally they were just savages and all this stuff. So,
Goddamn.
yeah.
Goddamn.
It's interesting. I've been enjoying learning about a little bit of that history and kind of, it puts it into a different perspective, especially for me. You can romanticize a certain thing to where it's like, oh yeah, that would be. It's like when we were talking to mom and dad, and they're like, no, I think we would have been fine. We would have just figured it out. We would have made it work on the Oregon Trail. I'm like, guys, I just don't think there's maybe a handful of people in modern day who would be able to hack it in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like that was a brutal lifestyle. Like there's things that would happen that you had no control over. None. So, yeah, I just don't think that that's something that I feel like there's a really big, oh, we need to go and live simpler. Yes, I don't disagree with that. But I do think that if we are going to be talking realistically about those times before modern day tech and modern day weaponry and medicine,
yeah,
that was a hard time. A lot of these people had no idea how viruses or even germs worked or anything like that. They didn't understand, like if a mosquito had malaria and it bit and it sucked your blood, didn't matter if you got rid of the mosquito, you now have malaria.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, it was just kind of, but you don't know that stuff back then.
No.
And news doesn't travel around real fast.
There's a dude on a horse.
Mm-hmm. Something that was interesting that I found out that they would do is there's like home remedies that would start to give themselves where they would actually take water and they would boil it down to make it more potent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they just reduced water to make it potent.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was like a home remedy they would do. And they'd make like pills out of like spider webs and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I say crazy, I mean more of like a fascinating idea. Not like they were an insane individual.
No, but
they
back
were just
then,
doing what they could.
Yeah, back then that was common practice.
It was
like
all
those
they knew.
things. You don't know any different. Some of the remedies were fine though. They'd have like medicines that were made out of like roots and certain herbal stuff. But there were certain times when they would get hardcore sick. They would think, oh yeah, let's just bleed ourselves first. They're like, I should be fine. Why do I keep feeling like I'm getting weaker and weaker? I'm like, you're dying.
Let me put leeches that I found in the swamp on me.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. You can see where there's parts of it that are better, and there's parts of it that are way worse.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool getting to break that down in my new show. So.
I think the heart of that desire really comes from how few people were everywhere.
Yeah, there's new uncharted land,
Yeah.
like
that desire, because like there's not a single place in this planet that's not explored now. Other than the ocean.
Kind of.
Other than the ocean and some mountaintops and some mountain.
Yeah, there's parts there
we're aware of.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually firmly believe there's some places that we probably haven't explored yet. I mean, you've got the Amazon, which we can barely explore.
Oh, dude, the Nazis did it.
We'll find. What are you talking about?
The Nazis explored it, just like they explored the Arctic Circle and beyond the Arctic Wall.
Well, at a certain time, the Amazon jungle was fine to get through. Was, but not back when Nazis were there. You know that movie World War Z?
Yeah.
or not World War Z.
You're talking Apocalyptica?
No, it's called the Lost City of Z.
Lost City of Z. No.
It's got our boy Jax in it.
Our boy? I never saw Sons of Anarchy.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Whatever his name is.
Lost City of Z. Was it good?
So I mean, the movie was terrible, but the story of it's very good because there was a story about a Spanish explorer who went and traveled that river and went through the Amazon, and he told of like cities that he saw while he was going there. And then I think it was like maybe like 5 or maybe 10 years later, I can't remember the time, they go back and they cannot find any of these cities or anything like that. Nothing's there that this dude who was an explorer, who was very accredited at the time, described. There was none of it there. But now we have found some stuff. But this Lost City of Z, what this is about is this English explorer who is a total badass, first off, because even just the people who currently work in the Amazon forest right now, going through that long period of time without getting like sick or an infection of some sort is almost impossible. This guy did it. Not a clue how. But he was this English explorer, and he made it all the way to this Lost City of Z, where he found like a city that was lost in the Amazon forest. And and that's what that story's about. And so, but I mean, a lot of people died on that exploration. They didn't really necessarily think they were going to make it back. The Amazon forest, it's not like there's you can go for, I mean,
how big
years.
is the Amazon forest?
I don't know. You can go for like years going through
I'm gonna look that up really quick. I find that very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
That is a super cool story.
Yeah, it's that's an explorer right there, and they're now. I mean, they do some stuff where they find out where they do some LiDAR scans, and they're finding these giant city structures in there, but they don't really. They can't explore all that much of it.
It has an area of 2.58 million miles.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, it's that whole section of area that we just don't really clearly understand much of our actual past. We don't understand all the stuff there.
Okay. So I take back what I said about, there's not a single place on this planet unexplored. So do you think that's where Wakanda is?
I mean, if that's a place, yeah. There's stuff. There's stuff there's stuff there. There's stuff in
Is that what El Dorado was based on?
Oh,
the Lost City of Gold.
The Lost City of Gold is based off of.
Is that Mayan?
Yeah, like it's off the golden temples that there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there were cities of gold, and then the supposedly the Spanish conquistadors came and they just pillaged everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those Spanish explorers, when they would go around and stuff, they would just. I mean, yeah, they would take everything.
Monsters.
Mm-hmm. I was listening to old podcast today where they were talking about St. Patrick's Day. Like the story of St. Patrick's Day is St. Patrick comes over on this boat and gets commissioned to rid the Isle of snakes.
Yeah.
And
I know about that part.
Yeah, well, that's not the
true the whole story though.
Well, it's too cold for snakes there, so there are no snakes there. So the story of it is because St. Patrick, he was a Catholic priest or something like that, and he was there to spread Christianity, and snakes are represented by pagans because it's this thing called eagle versus snake. Eagle is power and force, and snake is wisdom. And so the idea and that's why a lot of these certain states and flags have eagle on them.
Dude, I knew paganism was the true way.
And so, well, I think there's a little bit more intertwinement in there with I think there's a lot of ways that are the true ways, and I think that they just get a little bit perverted after time goes on because people get up to the upper echelons of them and manipulate them and change them to what people think they like.
And, up until a certain point, it was all word of mouth anyways.
Yeah, like information never got out anywhere. You would never be able to back and check all this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was.
There could have been a lot of truth about, human history in that path, but it was definitely exaggerated and definitely exaggerated due to mushrooms and Viking acid back in the day.
I forget what it. Yeah, there's a lot of mushroom symbolism in Gaelic Gaelic lore.
Ooh.
Or in Celtic lore. Yeah.
Same with Christianity.
Yeah, so there's all these symbols that go across it. I feel
Yeah.
like there's obviously a lot more intertwinement. I just think now where we are today, everything's about control of perspective. That I think that it's perverted a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So we got to wade through some nonsense. However, we're a little off topic, which might be a good time to stop it.
Very off topic because we were talking about the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
Now
and we're talking about conspiracies. So we're at minute 35.
Oh, that's not bad though.
Yeah, I think that's a good pod right there.
I think so too. I
Alrighty.
really enjoyed this.
We're going to be tuning in, and we're going to watch the second Bad Batch episode, and we're going to see where it goes from there.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.